Hey again. I'm making another video. Not sure when it'll go up, but it'll go up whenever I get it right. I'm going through some of the general steps to falconry in my specific state, and that would be Washington. So these steps are only specific to my state, so it does vary in other states. And yeah. So we're going to start with the first requirement, and to have a falconry license, you have to have a hunting license or have gone through hunter safety courses. So both, yeah. You have to go through hunter safety and you have to carry an active hunting license depending on what you're hunting. So rabbits and stuff, you'll have just a small game license. Yeah, so you have to take those. It's important to have that first, I think. I mean, I took mine in the middle of this whole process because it took me forever and I had time. But I would recommend doing that first so it doesn't slow you down. Because, yeah, you can't get it until you have that. So, your first step. I guess step 1.5 now. Because the first step was have a hunting license. Oh, I'm a mess. So, find a sponsor. So, a sponsor is a general falconer of more than 2 years or a master falconer. And that is to weed people out. So, finding a sponsor is the hard part. I would recommend going to state meets, meeting people, getting to know them, because often they have a wait list. They can only have one apprentice at a time. So, there's stuff they got to go through for that. And a lot of time they won't sponsor you immediately, so if you just go up to them and be like, hey, you should sponsor me, they're just gonna say no and then go on their way. It took me, specifically, 4 years to get sponsored. But that's because I started when I was 14, and I got my papers signed at 18. So that was exciting. It's not unheard of at all to wait like a year or like 4 years before they sign your paperwork. It's to make sure you're actually like wanting to hunt with birds rather than be a pet keeper, as we call them. So people that just want a bird because they're cool and then they don't do anything with it. So all you people that want an owl because it's cute, I'm sorry, no. Stop. Falconry is a hunting sport. That's literally what it is. If you're not using your bird to hunt, you're not doing falconry right. It's kind of the bear. That's how it is. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Some people are going to get angry about that, but that's how it is. No one's going to sponsor you if you're just going to be a pet keeper, because that's a waste of everybody's time. May sound mean, but that's how it works. Yeah, most people get rejected because of that. So just telling you now. So you want to study about falconry before everything. So once you have your sponsor and you've studied, each state has a state test regulated by the Fish and Wildlife Department that you have to take and pass with an 80% or better. So once you have all your sponsors signed off, stuff saying they're going to sponsor you, then you can schedule your falconry exam, which is they sit in the room and they watch you take the exam. So, proctored. You have to go to them. You have to pass it with an 80% or better. Some states, if you fail it, you have to wait like a wait time, so like 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever it is. I don't remember if Washington specifically had any wait time. I passed it on the first go, so it's not what I didn't have to experience that. Yeah, 80% or better. Once you pass that, they sign a thing saying you passed it. Then you get to build your Muse, or, you know, you can build your Muse anywhere in this. I just put it as step 5 because it makes sense. Makes sense where it is. You build your Muse, so that's your area where you house your animal, your bird. It can be in your house or outside. Each state has a list or RC laws saying, or RC codes saying what your Mew has to do and what it can look like, what things you can't have in it, what you can, all of that, and what gear you must have on you. So, your Muse, once that's all done, put together, and you have all your gear and all your scales and everything, and your meat, you have to sign up for a Muse inspection by the state. So the state, they send a biologist, that's one option. They send a falconer that they agree to send, or they send a fish and wildlife like person, representative, to go to your house and look at your Muse physically. And they have like this little sheet, print out, and in Washington at least, and they go through that, and if it meets all the criteria, they sign it, and they give you suggestions on anything you might need to change or update, or, you know, mix around a little. They sign off, you call it a day, and then they send that in by mail, or you actually send it in by mail, with the signed paperwork. And once they process it, they'll email you. In my state, they email you like your license, and then later they mail you like an official thing. You can laminate it yourself though. That's what I do. I just take it to the lamination place and do that. Congratulations, you have your license now. And as an apprentice, you have the choice between two birds. Your sponsor will likely pick which bird you are allowed to have. That's how it works, yes. Your sponsor dictates what bird you have first, typically. Usually that's a red-tailed hawk. So that's your option. A passage red-tailed hawk or a passage American kestrel. Male or female, doesn't matter. But your sponsor will probably force you to start with the red-tailed hawk. I started with a kestrel, but that was because I really, really, really wanted to start with one. And my sponsor was really comfortable with how tiny kestrels are, and he had trained them a long time. Several years. So he was comfortable with that. Most sponsors will not do that. They will not let you get a kestrel, and they'll just have you get a red tail. Because that's what they know about. It's a bigger bird. They allow a lot more error or accidents with weight control, because red tails are like 1,000 grams and bigger, sometimes 1,300, 1,400 grams. Kestrels are like 100 grams to 80 grams. They're little. So if you screw up at all, or you feed them just a little bit less than normal, they will just keel over and die. So most sponsors are smart, and they send you to the red-tailed hawk. Some states, I will say this though, some states do allow you to get a passage Harris hawk. I think that's Texas, and I don't know if any other state over there does it. Maybe it's Arizona? I don't know. I think it's just Texas, but don't quote me. Again, check your state codes. They are all different. Some states have different laws and charges. Like, I think some of them charge you a fee to renew your license, but some don't. Washington doesn't have a renewal fee, or like a test fee, so some do, some don't. Again, that's up to you. I'm just talking about Washington specifically, so make sure to pay really close attention. Don't take this as an end-all be-all to every state, because it's not. It straight up isn't. Some areas in the world you cannot falcon in, so like Washington, D.C., you're not supposed to fly hawks there, so not sure about that, but that's how it is. So that's everything that I can think of at this moment about the process. If you have questions, I encourage you to please post them below, or you can email me. My email is in my, I think, links or something. It's under my contact info, so it's on my profile somewhere. I'm sure you'll find it. Or if you comment and you need it, I can just comment it back to you, because, yeah, ease of access. I don't care if I have to. I never edit these videos because it's easier, and my phone hates me, so we don't edit. Hopefully the comments work. Love you guys. Thanks. I'm gonna go back to doing my thing. I'll make sure to post more soon. But yes, comments, please, or questions, leave them down below. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Bye-bye.